when her mixed signals are actually a test. It's late. Your phone lights up. She texts like nothing's wrong after hours of silence. Yesterday she wanted you. Today she's distant, cold, unreachable. You stare at the screen, replaying every word you said, wondering what changed. But here's the truth. Nothing did. This isn't confusion. This is a test. You tell yourself she's busy, that you're overthinking, that if you just stay calm, stay patient, she'll come back. So you adjust. You give her space, then more attention, then less. You start managing yourself around her moods. And slowly, without noticing, you stop acting like a man who chooses and start acting like a man who waits. That's where the trap begins. Because mixed signals aren't accidents, they're pressure, and pressure reveals weakness. Let me explain why this happens. Human attraction isn't built on words, it's built on emotional stability. When someone sends mixed signals, they're doing one thing. They're disrupting your emotional center. Hot, then cold. Interested, then distant. Affection, then withdrawal. This isn't random, it's psychology. Uncertainty activates the brain's threat system. You don't chase because you want them. You chase because your nervous system wants relief. And she's watching. Not consciously saying, I will manipulate him, but instinctively asking one question. Does this man remain grounded when I remove certainty? That's the test. She's not measuring your effort. She's not measuring how much you care. She's measuring your self-control. Can you stay calm when access is reduced? Can you remain consistent when validation disappears? Can you walk away without drama, without pleading, without explanation? Because here's the truth. A man who loses emotional balance under uncertainty is a man who can be controlled. And that's not love, that's control. You ask her out. She says yes, then cancels last minute. She apologizes, says she still wants to see you. Days pass. She posts online. She watches your stories, but doesn't respond. You feel the urge to clarify, to ask where you stand, to restore certainty. So you send another message. And the moment you do, the test is over. Because instead of observing your strength, she just observed your anxiety. Most men fail because they misunderstand attraction. They think attraction grows through reassurance, through consistency, through explaining intentions. But attraction grows through presence. A man who doesn't rush to fill silence. A man who doesn't react emotionally to distance. A man who doesn't seek permission to exist in someone's life. Mixed signals expose men who outsource their self-worth. And once that's exposed, respect begins to fade. Here's the part no one tells you. The moment you start decoding her behavior, you stop observing your own. You ask, what does she mean? What does she want? What should I do? Instead of asking, do I accept this? Does this align with me? Is this behavior something I choose? That's the real loss of power. Because attraction doesn't come from chasing clarity. It comes from being clear yourself. Here's the truth. If her signals are mixed, your response shouldn't be. Not cold, not reactive, not emotional, but grounded. You don't demand explanations. You don't push for reassurance. You don't punish or withdraw dramatically. You simply reduce access. You continue living. You remain composed. You let her feel the absence without chasing her approval. And if clarity never comes, you leave, silently, cleanly, without resentment. That's not weakness, that's strength. When you don't react to mixed signals, one of two things happens. Either she corrects her behavior because stability attracts, or she disappears because manipulation requires engagement. Both outcomes protect you, and that's the point. A man who passes this test isn't trying to be chosen, he's deciding. You weren't confused, you were being evaluated, not for how much you cared, but
but for how much you respected yourself. Mixed signals are the fire. Your response is the proof. Stay centered, stay selective, stay dangerous, emotionally disciplined. Because the man who can walk away without bitterness is the man no test can control. And once you understand that, the game ends.
Now I want to hear from you. Have you experienced this kind of test before? Did you recognize it in time or only after it was over? Share your thoughts in the comments, not to vent, but to reflect. Your perspective might be the clarity someone else needs. And if this story resonated with you, if you're learning to stay grounded, disciplined, and self-directed, subscribe for more videos like this. More insight, more clarity, more control. This is Psyche Shadow.